Hey, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro, and I got another video I want to do for you. I've been studying Calvin Peette's golf swing. Now, there's an old saying that they always said back in the day, hanging out with the brothers and stuff. It's like, put your money where your mouth is. Well, I made an argument and I said that some of the great golfers like Calvin Peete and Lee Elder, the Charlie Siffords, and people like Ted Rhodes. And my argument always been is like, man, where are the great knowledge, the great books of their instruction? Take Calvin Peete for an example. Calvin Peete was one of the best drivers of the golf ball, and what many said, from 150 yards, the man was unstoppable. But so I spent time studying his golf swing. But before I get to talking about what I'm going to say about Calvin Peette's golf swing and what I've understood, I was watching the movie Lincoln, and there's this one scene in there, and Lincoln was talking about a 2,000-year-old mathematician. His name was Euclid. And he said Euclid talked about something, and it had a lot to do with, how the 13th Amendment went. But Euclid said something to the effects that if things are the same, then they are equal to each other. Now, that's kind of paraphrasing kind of where that is. You can look at the movie and you see exactly what he said. But I took something from that and I used it in understanding something about Peette's golf swing. Now, everyone knew that Calvin had a little bit of a fused arm. His arm didn't rotate like normal or whatever. For whatever story is, fell out of a tree, I don't know the exact. But the point is this. If using that philosophy, if things are the same, then they are equal to each other. So this arm, whether it's my left arm, and this arm, my right arm, they're both arms, so they are equal to each other. So whatever I do with this arm, then using that philosophy, which that philosophy, in a sense, that has still worked to this day, then what I did was this. I took Calvin Peette's little fused arm, and when I start making my downswing, I allowed that arm to stay a little fused or bent, or however you want to call it. And instead of trying to get this arm in here, because if this one's bent and then you're trying to straighten that, then they're different. They're not the same. But if they're the same, then regardless if it matches the math, the point is this, is that when I go to make my swing, if I keep this a little bit fused and bent, then I got to do exactly the same thing on this side. I can't get it over here. Now, regardless of what may be obvious, what we think should happen, if I'm doing based on that mathematical equation as he described, and like I said, that's 2,000 years ago, that if I'm fusing and bending a little over here, then I got to fuse and bend a little bit over on this side as well. And then by doing that, I'm going to tell you what, it made a difference of the speed that I was making through the golf ball. It showed me, and I could feel the arms. But not only that, it just showed me, in a sense of whatever, that a lot of this trying to get your arms out in front of your body, it's just unnecessary, because the arms are to the side. And when we come down, and as we come here, and y'all heard me talking about one video, 1, 2, and 3. I mean, 3, 2, 1, how I go down through it. But when you come down, all that arm is doing is just coming to your side. And how it's rotating is not this way, it's actually rotating that way. It's rotating back, because that's what allows you to come down through it. Now, I've got a lot of better ways of explaining and proving my point of how the arms rotate in a sense. But when I look at Calvin Peette's golf swing, and I understand how his arms move, because everything that he did had to match this bend or that fusing of his left arm. His entire swing had to match that. Now, as far as his overall swing, I can explain that pretty easy. And in time, I'm going to, when the right opportunity presents itself. But this is the first opportunity that I've had to explain what I have learned using a 2,000-year-old equation of understanding how to use and how Calvin Peete made his downswing or made his swing, and how he allowed his trail arm to match his lead arm, his fused lead arm. Once again, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro, and always good golfing.